It's Saturday Night Hoops coming your way on BCSN. A track NLL showdown at the Titan Dome as St. John's takes on Anthony Wayne. Welcome courtside, everybody. He's John Schemmel. I'm Mason Lowry. Great to have you with us. Not a conference game, of course, John, but what this could be is a tournament preview.
Absolutely. Both these teams definitely have to get off the schneid tonight. Have multiple game losing streaks here and there. They're trying to change the momentum for their season with this game, and it starts tonight right here at the Titan Dome.
Well, both of these rosters are chock full of football standouts. Let's zero in on two of them. St. John's, of course, has Brady Lichtenberg, the terrific quarterback of the football team. He's the quarterback of the basketball team, too.
He brings that leadership as a quarterback on the football field out on the basketball court. This young man is averaging about 12 points a game, shooting over 50% from the three-point line, and he also can do a lot of drive and kick to open up some three-point opportunities for some of his teammates.
As far as Anthony Wayne is concerned, you more or less know what you're getting from Zach Schewel, their standout point guard in every game, but he needs more help from his complementary guys like Bobby Miller.
Oh, Bobby Miller is the type of guy that you love to have on a team. He's averaging about 11 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, and about 3 assists per game. He's the guy that's going to go Mr. Inside and outside, help Boyer on the inside presence, and he can also pop on the three-point line too as well. So,
two very, very physical basketball teams. We're looking forward to this one. St. John's and Anthony Wayne coming your way right after this.
and about 3 assists per game. He's the guy that's going to go Mr. Inside and outside, help Boyer on the inside presence, and he can also pop on the three-point line too as well. So,
two very, very physical basketball teams. We're looking forward to this one. St. John's and Anthony Wayne coming your way right after this.
Before we begin tonight's introduction, St. John's Jesuit respectfully asks that everyone in attendance please pause for the recitation of this evening's prayer by SJJ Senior Santiago Sandri.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Gracious God, our Father, we give you thanks for the opportunities and blessings you give. Watch over these teams, players, coaches, band members, and families in tonight's competition. Keep these players safe in tonight's game. We pray for our visitors from Anthony Wayne High School. Lead us to become the people you have created us to be. St. John Bergman's, pray for us. St. Ignatius of Loyola, pray for us. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Board of Directors, Commissioner, and staff of the Ohio High School Athletic Association welcome you to this OHSAA-sanctioned contest. To honor America, and with respect for all who have served our country to defend the freedoms we enjoy, we ask everyone to stand and for gentlemen to remove their caps for the singing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, by SJJ Senior Andreas Ramirez.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by Burger King and by Athletico Physical Therapy.
Back here as the starting lineups are being introduced at the Titan Dome on Ed Heinschel Court. Anthony Wayne taking on St. John's. Should be two really evenly matched teams, John Schemmel. We were talking about this in the open. Both teams 7-5 records overall. Anthony Wayne is 4-3 in the NLL. St. John's 5-3 in the track. You see the Anthony Wayne starting five with four guards: Ben Wyrick, Zach Schewel, Kyle Ray, and Bobby Miller, who we talked about in the open, averaging around 11 points, 5 rebounds a game, and big Bryce Boyer on the inside. It's a team full of football players, so you know they've got that football toughness, just like St. John's. They go with Sam Swift, Brady Lichtenberg, and CJ Hornbeek, the freshmen in the backcourt, Thomas Cyrus, and Gary Batch, the forwards. We kind of alluded to this at the end of the open, John. What we're looking for is two teams that are very, very physical.
Yeah, you mentioned the numerous players that have played football on this, and that's a great thing that you want on a basketball court, to bring that physical toughness. You've had a hard season going through all the physicality through that, and you can transfer it over to that on the basketball courts. that's something that's such a great advantage from your experience on the football, being on that football field.
There's Josh Arthur, the back of him anyway, the Anthony Wayne head coach, formerly the head man at Maumee Valley Country Day. He's got a talented team trying to fight for the top of a really tough league. I think the Northern Lakes League is the best basketball conference from top to bottom in the Toledo area this year. They're 4-3, coming off a loss to Perrysburg last night. Meanwhile, Mike Schoen has moved one seat over at St. John's, longtime assistant under Ed Heinschel. Now year number 1 as the head man, and the phrase that he's used a couple of times this week, trial by fire with a very young team. Remember, they use 2 freshmen regularly in the backcourt in Hornbeak, who we talked about, and Michael Greenlee, and just 2 seniors in the program.
Those freshmen, he's developing this team for the future. You talk about those young freshmen. Greenlee is just so impressive out there, and they're looking to develop their skill sets as this season goes on. So it's trial by fire, as you said.
Thomas Zyrus and Zach Schewel will jump center. The tip commanded by the Titans. They're in the home whites. St. John's in the road blue uniforms. And something else we alluded to in the open. Could be kind of a tournament preview when you got 2 teams with similar records. You know they're going to be drawn into the same big Toledo Super District. Easy bucket inside for Brady Lichtenberg. You never know. A win and a loss in this game could be the difference between being the 5th seed and being the 8th seed.
Absolutely. And the other thing, too, is one of these teams has to get this win tonight, obviously, but they just have to change their momentum right now. Both teams have lost multiple games in a row. Tough loss for St. John's last night against Central Catholic, and Anthony Wayne had a rough third quarter against a great Perrysburg team last night. So we'll see what gives here in this contest.
Yeah, Perrysburg outscored Anthony Wayne 24-2 in the third quarter last night. That's Hornbeak knocked off his stride in the lane, got it back, could not finish. Bobby Miller came down with the rebound. Transition, Kyle Ray is a good outside shooter. Averages 7.5 points per game. He's got some of that football toughness. So does Ben Wyrick, a starting defensive back from the fall. Schewel's gonna drive, gotten into the body of Zyrus, came up well short, and then a block on the inside, Gary Batch. He was in foul trouble last night, picked up 4 midway through the second half. St. John's, remember, had a 10-point lead early in the fourth against Central Catholic. In the end, lost by 2. Popped out of the hands of Ben Wyrick, got it back.
One thing St. John's early in this contest, they got active hands. You see 2 shot blocks in the last possession and almost a strip and steal on the last.
There's Hornbeak rattling out from the corner. The freshman averaging just over 9 points a game, and he is a 40% outside shooter.
And silky smooth shot out there too. So much confidence for a freshman out there.
Yeah, maybe a freshman, but he doesn't look like one.
No, not at all.
6'1". Bobby Miller hoists a 3 off the back of the iron. And a cold shooting start for Anthony Wayne.
Well, they shot 36% from yesterday by halftime, and they just went ice cold continuous in that third and fourth quarter against Perrysburg last night.
See if they can turn defense into offense off the deflected pass. Zach Schewel, what a season he's having. 18 points, 6.6 rebounds a game. Not a lot of teams have a 6'4" point guard, do they?
No, not tremendous size, and he's a very strong kid out there. Nice jump shot, gets it to fall on the roll. But another crucial point here, Mason, for tonight's game is going to be rebounding. Both teams last night struggled to keep their opponents off the offensive glass. We're going to see if they get a body on a body tonight and do a much better job boxing out.
Yeah, both coaches will tell you we want a lot of one-and-done possessions for our opponents. Here's Sam Swift, a catch-and-shoot 3. 2 points for the takedown. That's going to go on Kyle Ray of Anthony Wayne.
Thought we were almost going to have a wrestling match out here, but nice job on that outside shot for St. John's. A lot of times they got really good perimeter shooting out there, along with Brady Lichtenberg, who's shooting over 50% from that three-point line.
Ralph Green on the left of your screen, one of the finest officials in our area. They come together to determine whether or not the shot should count. Mike Schoen's not looking so happy, so I'm guessing it will not. There's another look at it.
Yeah, just fighting through that screen, and he brings him down. He kind of drug him down from the arm on that last play, trying to fight through that screen. That was a
pretty easy call by our veteran officials out here.
Mike Jones thinking, hey, we lost 2 games this week by a total of 5 points. Help a brother out, huh?
Yeah, that tough, rough and tough matchup against Central Catholic. Wow. Went right down to the wire.
Lichtenberg sees an opening, and he was bumped en route to the basket. I think that's going to go on Bryce Boyer, the big senior.
The big BG commit you see right here. He just drives to the hole, gets to the line on that last play. Such a heady player out there, Brady Lichtenberg, junior quarterback committed to the University of Cincinnati.
In my view, that's the perfect landing spot for him.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I think that's definitely the program that's had a consistent success out there. And this young man is just a all-around athlete out here.
Naturally, as we sing his praises, he misses a free throw.
Gave the old jinx on that last play there.
Even the great Brady Lichtenberg can't always overcome the commentator's curse. So far, you're seeing a really active St. John's team on defense. Hornbeak had that hop off the front of the rim, and Bobby Miller able to collect it. Miller had that jumper off a curl a minute ago. Couldn't bank that one home. Tips it out to Ray. Boyer on the inside, cut the basket. He was fouled by Batch.
The things that don't show up in the scoreboard is that hustle play by Miller. He just taps the ball to the outside, gets the entrance pass to Boyer. Look at this young man. He get a nice seal up there, going for that three-point play, the and one play.
Bryce Boyer will be the 4th generation of Boyers to play football at Bowling Green, dating back to the late 1930s.
Family tradition there for the Boyer family.
I don't think there was ever any question where Bryce was going to play college football.
I think there'd be a little trouble in the household if he went anywhere else, especially that one program that starts with a T.
I think you might be right. Sam Swift was bumped in the paint. We talk about all the little things that teams can do, stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. How about Bobby Miller, that tap out to Kyle Ray?
I love the hustle play. You know, heart and fire right there. And again, a good entry pass down deep to Boyer with the and one. Excellent job, all set up by Miller.
Evan Rui has checked in for the Generals, number 23, 6'5", long and lanky junior. And Sam Swift, as he got the handoff from Batch, was standing out of bounds.
See right now, Anthony Wayne trying to get this game up to a 4-point lead here. See St. John's is going ahead, checking their players right up here. Forecourt, man on man, good pressure defense.
Anthony Wayne oftentimes has 3 or 4 guys on the floor at once that are threats to make jump shots. Rui's going to drive shoulder first into Gary Batch. Gary Batch, a specialist at taking offensive fouls.
And Batch did an excellent job moving his feet on that last play. We'll take a look at it here. Just a little bit late on the reaction, lowers the shoulder, and he just goes ahead and picks up the charge. Again, the things you don't see in the box scores, but coaches absolutely love.
It's the Rhett Boyd theory. You take a shot right in the middle of the chest, take it square to the body, it's going to be an offensive foul. If it's a glancing blow, hip or shoulder, going to be called on the defense. Short on the jumper there was Hornbeak. Ray was asking for it quickly. I don't think he got the pass quickly enough. He's thinking about that quick trigger 3. Schul tried to push that to the corner, and Lichtenberg tipped it out.
And trying to drive and kick, trying to get that opportunity on the wing there for that 3-point shot was Anthony Wayne.
Nick Huffman comes in for the Generals, number 14, a 6'3" senior. Another big, strong guy. Ray goes around Zyrus, couldn't flip it up. Rui has a crack at it, can't bank it home. Kept alive, though, by the Generals. Miller, tough shot. Rui's putback goes.
And I love the dedication to the offensive glass on that last play. He missed early on the little hook shot on the last play. Able to keep that ball alive, got a couple different chances out there, and he's able to capitalize.
Lichtenberg able to slide through the defense to lay it in.
Nice little drive there for Lichtenberg. Both teams shooting quite poorly starting off this game. 27% for Anthony Wayne, 33% for St. John's.
Anthony Wayne has gotten up 5 more shots than St. John's has. So you talk about the desire from both coaches to force one and done possessions. Hasn't exactly been that way for A-Dub. Thomas Cyrus missed the dunk.
Got to lay that one up. Get the bunny on that last play. He was looking a little showtime on that one. Misses the dunk, but excellent steal. He comes off. Great burst right there. Just loses a handle on that ball. I think his teammates are going to get into him a little bit when he gets back in the locker room, but he had a great steal out there. Quick burst out for that young man.
Thomas Cyrus, one of the most explosive all-around athletes in the area. Jewell was denied. Active hands by the St. John's defense. This is Garrett Pike for 3. Pike kept it alive. They'll get another crack at it. That's Huffman. It's blocked by Shane Garcia in off the bench. New front court for St. John's with Garcia and McKinstry. Wipe it away. Offensive foul.
Again, get back on that transition defense. They struggled with that last night. Able to pick up another charge. We'll take a look at it here. Nice dish inside. Just goes in. Good. Gets a little out of control. Picks up the charge. Nice job for A-Dub.
Evan Rui there was rooted to the spot and forced the first foul on C.J. Hornbeek. Brady Lichtenberg, by the way, the only player to score so far for St. John's. So we talked about the need for supporting casts to step it up. So far, he's not getting any support from the rest of his offense as the Generals turn it over. Hornbeek, though, a really good young player, 9.3 points a game, good outside shooter. Able to knock down shots, he can get to the rim. There's a lot he can do.
St. John's is a young team. You got Brady Lichtenberg, the junior, lighting it up so far tonight.
Hornbeek had a chance to go for the 3, instead drives and sets up Jaden McKinstry on the inside.
Beautiful dish on the inside, penetrates, gets it to the big man, and he finishes.
Yeah, that's Lichtenberg getting into the body of Jewell.
Jewell last night struggled from the field. We'll take a look at it here. Nice dish right inside. Powerful with the kiss off the glass in that last play, but you know, Jewell last night, he struggled last night. He only had 7 points through 3 quarters, got 10, I believe, in that fourth quarter, but Perrysburg did an awesome job defensively against that young man.
Rui lost his footing and left the ball behind. McKinstry dove after it, and Mike Schoen wants a timeout. It's a 30, so we'll keep it here with just under a minute left in the opening quarter. Mike Schoen doing a really nice job with this young St. John's team. It was nice last Friday. They got a 15-point win over St. Francis. He didn't realize it, but his coaching mentor, Ed Heinchel, was here. In fact, he was sitting just behind our booth. There's kind of a little canopy that is at the top of the weight room that looks over the gym, and Ed was just kind of lurking in the shadows. We asked Mike Schoen afterwards, did you know that Ed was here? He said, no, I didn't know he was here. I haven't talked to him yet.
Probably the best position on the court for Coach. You know, if he would have came in here, if he was in the stands, you know, he would have been bothered probably the whole time out there.
Yeah.
With such a huge game on that night. But back to the action here. Lichtenberg has the ball.
Sitting right across from him at half court with his arms folded, just staring down the bench. See if St. John's can take the lead here at the end of this opening quarter. They want to play inside out if they can, St. John's. From the elbow to the wing, Hornbeek, yes! His first point of the night.
Sensational freshman with a smooth stroke from the outside. Boy, I can't wait to see this young man in 3 years when he's a senior, when his body matures.
And it looks like a senior already. Fouls on Batch as Jewell went right at him.
They stopped Jewell attacking the rim on that last play. We'll take a look at it here. Nice, beautiful shot from the outside, smooth stroke. The one thing that I like about Anthony Wayne in this first quarter, they're doing an amazing job off the glass, on the offensive glass out there. A couple nice hustle plays out there. We mentioned Miller earlier, but Jewell picks up the first.
Cyrus back in. Schewel 2 for 2 at the line. His first points. We know he can go off. He had 28 in a 5-point loss to Northview 8 days ago.
What a matchup this is right here.
Lichtenberg on Schewel. Lichtenberg blocked. And that's all for the first 8 minutes. A very physical first quarter, exactly what we were expecting from these two teams. Full of football standouts. Nice jumper there from Bobby Miller, got a friendly bounce. But St. John's with a 1-point lead as we go to the second. Back inside the Titan Dome for the start of the second quarter. St. John's up 1 on Anthony Wayne, Mason Lowry, John Schemmel. Basically the start, John, that we were anticipating.
Yeah, between two teams, you know, you talked about a lot of players that played on the gridiron for both teams this past year, and you showed the physicality in this first quarter.
Four different players have scored so far for the Generals, so they are spreading the wealth. Jaden McKinstry dove after the loose ball, got it to Cyrus. A transition look for Shane Garcia, the big junior, rattles home the left wing three.
I love how he just gathered himself. He was very patient with that ball, launches a three-pointer, makes this a 4-point lead.
One thing the St. John's team has done well all season is shoot from the outside, a 36% three-point shooting team. It's one area where they really struggled last year. And then Garcia climbing the ladder to block the shot of Ben Wyrick. It's going to stay down at that end.
Great help defense on that by Garcia. He comes over, rolls over, and able to pick up the big block. Great hustle play by Garcia. We'll take a look at it here. Here's that smooth three-pointer from outside by Garcia. And on the defensive end with a big block.
Really good sequence for Shane. Anthony Wayne, like we've said, they lost 64-43 last night to Perrysburg. That was very much a game at halftime, and then Perrysburg blew them out of the gym in the second half. They won the third quarter 24-2. Physical defense, but too physical from Thomas Cyrus. That's going to put Jacob Coakley at the line.
Yeah, he got that elbow up a little bit high into the chest area. Picks up the foul. And Greenlee's in the game for St. John's. Take a look at this young kid, number 40, when he's out on the floor. This young man provides so much energy. And for a freshman, he really takes charge out there.
Speaking of guys that provide a lot of energy, Jacob Copley certainly does that. It's a testament to just how talented a soccer player that he is. Finally not talking about a football player, but that was a Anthony Wayne boys soccer team that had 17 seniors on it, and yet as a sophomore, he was in the starting lineup every night as one of their wide forwards. Very impressive young athlete. Bubby Barnes out there too for St. John's, number 42, another three-point gunner off the bench. Hit a couple of them last Friday in their win over St. Francis, and Greenlee got in the right position but could not finish. And here comes big Bobby Miller driving to the hoop, didn't get the bounce. As the bodies hit the floor, Sam Swift was tripped up.
Yeah, Miller was trying to come back. Got caught with a reach-in foul in that last play. Just got to be a little bit under control. I love the aggressiveness and the hustle, but sometimes it's a little bit too much trying to capitalize after that missed shot.
Out of an aimless pass, Cyrus wasn't ready for it. Wyrick goes the other way. Cyrus climbing the ladder again. It's a charge on Wyrick. Sam Swift stood in there and took the shot.
I believe that's the 4th charge that's been in this game right here. Just beautiful body control and good help out defense as well right there. Good defensive effort by St. John's on that last possession. Now you gotta watch the backdoor cut on here sometimes.
We've seen plenty of that this year from St. John's. Wyrick jumped the pass.
And sometimes you have the ups and downs with these freshmen. Tremendous talent out there, but sometimes got to play a little bit under control. Flashing into the post again, looking for that inside look. Nice shot by Lichtenberg.
That's a great look for Lichtenberg. Brady now with 8 points. That's his first 3 of the game. You mentioned it in the open. He's shooting 54% from beyond the arc. That is pretty remarkable.
Absolutely amazing stat right there. He also, the one thing, he's just not a pure shooter. He can really go inside and challenge the defense with the driving kicks.
Wyrick missed on the spin. Second time he put it off the underside of the rim.
And again, they're doing a yeoman's work on the offensive glass. Anthony Wayne.
32nd timeout taken by Josh Arthur. Another look at that ball movement, and you see at the very end the sweet stroke of Brady Lichtenberg. It's a very patient St. John's offense.
Absolutely, and the one thing is like they have multiple shooters that can drain it from outside. The other thing is you have 2 or 3 freshmen that'll play valuable minutes for this young club. So they're getting production from all over the place on this team. But right now they're being led by the junior sensation, Brady Lichtenberg out here.
It's a good way to put it. 11.8 points, 2.5 assists. Does a lot for this team, getting close to that season scoring average right now with 8 points. He's 2/3 of the way there.
And not to mention the leadership ability, again, that he brings out to this court. You know, being that quarterback of that football team, D1 recruit. Brings a calming presence out here, especially when you got a young team.
It's Anthony Wayne's turn to try the backdoor cut. That clipped the leg of Greenlee. I had the chance to interview Brady Lichtenberg a couple of times when he was a sophomore, and you could already tell he had the ear of everyone in that St. John's football locker room. And a natural leader, stepped in from day one. Started the last 7 games, I think, of his freshman year at quarterback, and Zach Schul goes down in a heap.
Looks like he possibly might have rolled something. He's limping a little bit back down court. Sure, he'll be okay. Just trying to jog it off.
Anyone that's ever rolled or sprained an ankle, you know exactly what Zach is going through right now.
Our director, Craig Weeks, has that problem. Rolling his ankles. He can walk down the street and roll his ankle.
I wonder if Craig Weeks can shoot the 3 like that. Bubby Barnes buries the triple from the corner.
I've seen this highlight film. He can.
Our pal Craig, former City League player, and a darn good one, too.
Out of those Bowser programs out there.
Foul in the paint. Called on St. John's. That's going to go on Cyrus. So Cyrus picks up his second. Gary Batch has been out for a bit with 2 fouls already. So Shane Garcia is going to get some extended run leading up to halftime.
In a short time he was in there, he drained the 3. He made a big block on that last possession. So he's going to bring in some valuable minutes. Good energy out there for the St. John's club.
Hornbeek, the other St. John's freshman, back in. Ray couldn't bank it home. Anthony Wayne finding life awfully difficult on the offensive end right now. Barnes, too much.
Yeah, he was trying from way downtown. Looked like he was 1.5 feet out off that 3-point line. On that last play, fans are getting on him, talking about the air ball here.
Amusing thing is that's the St. John's students who are kind of amused by the St. John's air ball. Don't see that all the time. Anthony Wayne going from one end to the other in a hurry, and that's an easy deuce for Evan Rui.
The trying to chip away, gets it down to this 7-point lead for St. John's.
Barnes. He's airballed his last 2 threes, but Sam Swift on hand to clean up the mess.
And good hustle play right on the offensive glass, able to put that back in, gets it up to a 9-point game here.
It's huge for St. John's having Sam Swift available. Missed all last year with a knee injury. You see the big bulky brace he wears on that right knee. Would have given the St. John's team someone else that would have been a threat to shoot from the outside. That was really an issue that they had all of Ed Heinzel's final season.
Great job defensively for St. John's in that last play, get the denial. He missed those 2 airball threes, but picks it up on a defensive play.
If you're a 3-point shooter, you have to have that relief pitcher's mentality, right? You got to forget about any home runs or runs allowed in a hurry. Hornbeak stops, missed it off the heel, tapped up but not in, out of bounds. It stays with the Titans. Schul got a quick breather. He's back in, and McKinstry returns for St. John's. Barnes goes to the bench with a big smile on his face.
Sure, he'll get some ribbon getting back to school on Tuesday. But he had a great hustle play with that denial, picking up the steal.
Lichtenberg rising up. Got the soft touch from close range. He's in double figures already with 10.
Leading that way for this young St. John's Titan team. A good matchup right here, trying to get on the dribble drive here.
Good hands along the sideline from Ray. That looked like it was headed out of bounds.
A little pick and pop here, possibly, no.
Schul rises up. Yes.
Just a smooth stroke from that young man, averaging 18.2 points a game out there. Such a solid scorer.
That was his first made basket. His first 2 points came from the line. Hornbeak couldn't get around Rui. That popped through the hands of McKinstry. Found its way to Swift. Wide of the mark from 3.
A-Dub's got to do a better job closing out on those 3-point shooters in this contest. They've had several good looks, especially in this second quarter.
Schul through contact and the whistle.
And if you notice on that, when we get a look at it, went to his left hand on that one. He drew the contact, tried to get up off the glass with the left hand. Couldn't knock it in, but he gets to go to the line for some free throws here. 2 for 2 in his first 2 attempts at the line.
Schul, we've talked about it, such a tough matchup. His size and quickness, ball handling ability, really is the total package. And a really intelligent young man, has a GPA that's north of 4.0. He's gotten some looks from smaller colleges to play basketball. He's going to make a college coach next year very, very happy, and a lot of coaches unhappy that he's not playing for them, I have a feeling.
Yeah, very smart kid, as you mentioned. Over 4-point grade point average. Good dribble drive right here. Just can't get the soft touch. Good rebound for A-Dub. Yeah, such a smooth player out there, and he's very strong as he goes to the rack. Good follow, but you got to finish on that one.
My GPA was as high as Zach Schul's is. I'd be calling chess games or something right now.
I think my GP was half of what his was.
Yeah, the less said about that, the better.
Not in college. In college, I was good. High school was a different story, so.
See if Anthony Wayne maybe holds for the final shot of the half. Miller will attack. Bounces off of Greenlee and got it to swirl home.
Good no call by the officials. I thought they were getting ready to call a charge on that, but way to go to the rack, strong.
Hornbeak can't answer. McKinstry, though, with a rebound. Greenlee from the other wing, and that's all for the first half. Well, St. John's on a couple of occasions had double-digit leads, but Anthony Wayne hanging very, very tough. It's halftime here at the Titan Dome. Got a good one between St. John's and Anthony Wayne. The Titan lead has been trimmed to 4.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by Siena Heights University, celebrating 100 years, and by Gallon, Takis, and Boisenall.
Saturday night hoops on BCSN. This is a pretty good game. St. John's 23, Anthony Wayne 19. Mason Lowry, John Schemmel, great to have you with us. We have a look at the first half highlights. Really the word that we kept using, not exactly a physical basket right there, but physical. Very, very physical opening 16 minutes.
Yeah, very physical, very gritty. And what else would you expect with two teams that have such a heavy influence, and yes, we're going to say it again, so many football players on the court at one time. It's a grind. It's a slow grind out there. Anthony Wayne did a nice job. They were down by 11, able to whittle that lead down to 4.5.
St. John's needed some ancillary guys to step up, especially in the front court, because Gary Batch and Thomas Cyrus were in foul trouble, but I thought Shane Garcia gave them some very good minutes. So did James McKinstry.
Yeah, he was able to hit those three-point shots from the outside. Garcia, short time he was in, he made a difference out there again. He was able to pick up that three-point shot, and he was able to pick up that big defensive stop out there. We've had at least 4 charges in this contest so far.
Been a lot of fun so far. I know the St. John's students are having a good time. They always do. The Titans lead it by 4 here in the half.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by Yark Automotive, just what you're looking for.
Halftime here at the Titan Dome on Ed Heinschel Court. St. John's leading by 4. Have a look at first half numbers. Neither team, I don't think, John, shot a particularly high percentage in that first half. But both offenses did kind of pick it up as that second quarter progressed. There you do see those numbers. St. John's 38%. Anthony Wayne got some good looks. They started to fall towards the end of the half. The problem is they dug themselves a pretty big hole.
Absolutely. You know, the key point here is they're getting to the free throw line. 6 out of 7 from the line at that point. They're shooting at 25%. That definitely has to improve after shooting 36% last night at this same point in time. They're going to have to improve on their shot selection and their shot efficiency out there. But they've been tremendous with their defense hustle stats, if you will. Taking those charges, help out defense with the blocks and steals. I really like what I'm seeing defensively with that aspect. They just got to heat up from the field out here.
Mike Schoen, the St. John's head coach, I'm sure has 2 big issues right now. They've given up too many offensive rebounds. They've turned it over too many times. They've given it away 6 times. Anthony Wayne, 8 turnovers themselves, something to clean up in the second half. As far as scoring leaders are concerned, Zach Schul, 7 points to lead the way for Anthony Wayne, and no surprise, Brady Lichtenberg with 10 for the Titans.
Yeah, Schul had 4 from the line on that one. St. John's did a wonderful job defensively on him in that first half. He's still coming up at 7 at the halftime. And Lichtenberg, what can you say about the junior? Shooting a bit from the outside, he was able to penetrate on the inside, able to pick up a couple quality baskets with a soft touch out there as well. So we'll see what the second half holds in store.
We'll see what happens. Second half action right after this on BCSN. Set for the second half here at the Titan Dome on Ed Heinschel Court. St. John's 23, Anthony Wayne 19. Brady Lichtenberg, the star of the show so far, 10 of St. John's 23 first half points. Mason Lowry, John Schemmel, happy Saturday to you. What are you looking for in the second half, John?
Second half, definitely Anthony Wayne has to improve on their shooting, only shooting 25% from the field. They struggled last night as well. It's continued on to this game. We want to see better shot selection out of them.
Gary Batch and Thomas Zyrus back out there for St. John's. They each had to sit for a while with 2 fouls. Batch got a good look, kept it alive, 0 for 2 on that possession.
That's a way to work. There's an old guy back for the 76ers who reminded me there, Moses Malone.
Ooh.
Good job on the glass on that last one. Just got to put it down.
All the youngsters at home might want to Google Moses Malone. Learn a thing or two.
Get
what
the
a player he
feel.
was.
Oh, he's such a phenomenal rebound. Full.
And of course, if you're connected to one of Toledo's favorite sons, Steve Mix, he probably has a story or two he could tell about Moses from back in the day.
Sent the 76ers over the hump on that one with Julius Erving, Mo Cheeks, Andrew Toney, Bobby Jones.
Lichtenberg rising up. Rebound pulled down by Ben Wyrick. I wish I could have added to that list of 76ers, but you said all the ones I remembered.
Coached by Billy Cunningham.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That's going back a few years.
Also a pretty darn good NBA analyst after he retired as a coach, Billy Cunningham.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he was probably one of the best. I really enjoyed him calling the games. Lichtenberg doing a nice job locking down on Schul. Good help defensive again. Scrapping down low. We're going to get a jump here, and the possession's still going to retain by Anthony Wayne here, but I love the hustle out there by that young man.
Cyrus gets after everything. He does a lot for this team. Doesn't score a ton, just over 3 points a game, but gives them 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Hands constantly in passing lanes. And he knocked down a 3 last night, something he hasn't really done with a whole lot of regularity this year. But the stroke looked pretty natural. There's Lichtenberg getting after it too. And here comes Cyrus. See if he tries to dunk again. He came up empty for the second time.
Yeah,
and this time the Anthony Wayne students are letting him hear about it.
You know, he lost the handle on that one. He's trying to get the tomahawk jam on that last play. Couldn't capitalize on it, just lost the handle on that. If he would have dunked that, this place would have kind of shook the roof off here.
Mike Schoen's not too pleased. I will say this in defense of Thomas Cyrus. If I could get up there like that, I'd try to do it every time.
So, Mason, you're saying you don't have the hops?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Might be able to get to the bottom of the net, but I am not in particularly good shape. Bobby Miller's in very good shape. Spinning jumper goes.
Nice job cutting the lane, gets a smooth stroke with a little fadeaway action there.
Part of the issue with a missed dunk like that, you've got a chance to get some momentum going in your team's favor again. Instead, what it does is lift up your opponents who are trying to get back in it. Here's Lichtenberg. It found him in the corner.
So smooth. You got to make sure, Anthony Wayne, you got to close out on the three-point shooters, especially, you know how potent he is behind the arc with Lichtenberg. Got to get a little bit closer there on the closeout. Sometimes easier said than done, though.
It's been the Zach and Bobby show so far offensively for Anthony Wayne. Schul with 7 points, Miller with 6. Schul trying to force it. Gonna have a foul on Lichtenberg. He was expecting a tie-up. I think Mike Schoen, same thing.
Yeah, Schoen was calling for the jump ball on that last play, but to no avail. We'll take a look at it here. Beautiful job. It looks like he had all ball there. I like the fight between both of those kids. Keep up that aggressive play out there. And I think Lichtenberg, too, he's taking the challenge off of Joel for tonight's contest.
Jules did a lot of his damage at the line. 5 of his 8 points have come there. And now 6 of 9.
Just a slow grind out here. Tough man-to-man, picking it up here.
A grind, that's a good way to describe the St. John Central Catholic game last night. I had a quick chat with Mike Schoen before the start of this one. He said, just think about the week that all the Catholic schools have had. Lichtenberg has another one. Last Friday, St. John's comes in here and beats St. Francis by 15, and the Knights probably aren't feeling so good. Then they go on Tuesday to Central Catholic and get a big 3-point win, and then Central's not feeling so good, and then Central goes out and beats St. John's last night. So everybody's picking off everybody else. There's Bobby Miller, second verse, same as the first. Second time he's made a shot exactly like that in the second half. Anthony Wayne hanging tough despite shooting just 30%, as we saw a moment ago.
Yeah, tremendous hustle plays again. Miller just coming up with a smooth, silky smooth shot there right in the paint. Here
goes Sam Swift, the drive and dish. Garcia, yes! Shane Garcia's second 3 of the game, and a timeout taken by Mike Schoen.
Again, it's that drive and kick as he penetrates the lane. Kicks it out to that 3-pointer. Easy shot out there. Great look for Garcia.
The lead back up to 7 points. St. John's, so many guys that can shoot. 4 Titans have made at least 1 3 in this game. Lichtenberg has 3, Garcia 2, and 1 each from Hornbeak and Barnes.
One thing, it's so nice when you do that drive, collapses that defense in, and hopefully you draw that defense off your wing shooters. Kicks it out, and you have shooters like you have at St. John's. They've been doing a nice job tonight hitting those three-point shots. Lichtenberg leading the way, as you mentioned. Being real physical out here with Schull tonight.
Boyer, speaking of physical guys, fouled hard by C.J. Hornby.
It's just a thick kid out there, just very muscular. Good low post player, gives you 5 and 5 every night here. Gets the line.
He was Anthony Wayne's homecoming king this fall. His twin sister was homecoming queen. In fact, I covered Anthony Wayne's homecoming football game this year. I asked him afterwards how he felt about that. He said, well, I know our mom is happy. Very, very cool.
Yeah, that is a great story out there for Anthony Wayne here and that young man's family.
Couldn't hit the second free throw.
Initially, they came out with a loose press, and that was quickly broken up by passing out of it here. Almost looks like a 2-3 zone, but they'll go back to man.
Zyrus, yes! Second consecutive game in which Thomas Zyrus has hit a 3 for the Titans, so that's a 5th St. John's player to have at least one, and the lead has ballooned back up to 9 points. St. John's 8 of 16 from the long line.
Again, that last night, Perrysburg shot the lights out, and especially in this third quarter, St. John's is doing a great job being able to get those three-point shooters in action. They're able to get that nice smooth stroke out there to bury those shots. Right now making that a 9-point game. Last night, Anthony Wayne had a difficult time getting out to those wing shooters. Got to close down on those shooters when they get a chance. And again, very composed out there, this young St. John's team.
Officially the scores table, a wry smile, I imagine, on the face of Josh Arthur. At least there was a moment ago. Not sure what all that was about. Meanwhile, this whole time, Bobby Miller's been standing at the baseline waiting to trigger this inbounds pass. And the St. John's students behind him have been saying, Bobby, 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 Bobby.
With his Zen-like patience out there.
We'd have to take a lot of restraint, I would imagine, to not turn around and say, now what is so gosh darn important?
Oh, he just climbed him on that last one, the young freshman out there.
That's Michael Greenlee putting Ben Wyrick on the line.
Take a look at it here. Good battle by Anthony Wayne again on that offensive glass. Tries to get that for the block party on that last play. Just too much body. Kind of used his off arm to kind of launch off of him.
If you come over, not just the top, but the side like that, you're going to see that foul called more often than not.
Tremendous hustle from both of these teams tonight. I think we counted at least 4 charges that have been called in this game. A little bit more pressure by Anthony Wayne here. It's going to be easily broken here. Good trap.
Hornbeek was trapped in the corner and then back, spun on the baseline.
And this is where Anthony Wayne can make a little run here. Momentum starting to come creeping up on their side here. But you got to appreciate the defensive effort they put on Schull for tonight. Lichtenberg has done a great job on here limiting his field goal opportunities. He's able to hit his shots from the line, but he's had a tough go of it on the field.
Schull Ray on the backdoor cut. What a pass to Evan Rui.
Oh my God, we got a, on that play, beautiful and unselfish passing on that last play. A beautiful entry pass down low. Anthony Wayne's able to cut this lead down to 5. We'll take a look at it again here. Look at this cut right here. Beautiful shot, and then a little behind the back pass. They're able to capitalize on that opportunity again. Good, look at that. Just sweet. Is it?
The player down for St. John's will step aside with 2:25 left in the third. Well, Sam Swift was the injured St. John's Jesuit Titan. He was helped off the floor, unable to put any weight on his left leg. We think he may have rolled that ankle. Tough for the senior who missed his entire junior campaign with a knee injury. That's Evan Rui scoring inside. I tell you what, Evan Rui has given Anthony Wayne some real scoring punch off the bench, now with 8 points.
Yeah, nice job by the big man down low. And I like his aggressiveness down low.
Michael Greenlee couldn't score. Great balance and strength from Miller. The Euro step into Barnes. That's an offensive foul.
Yeah, Bobby was kind of a little under control, out of control on that, driving into the lane. He's trying to talk to the official about that, but great position. He had his feet set. Picks up the charge for St. John's. Ever since they put on this kind of a loose trapping defense, they've done much better. There's a great positioning right there. And again, those are those things that you don't see in the scorebook, but an excellent job for St. John's.
You gotta try the Euro step. You gotta get all the way around the stationary defender. You can't meet it halfway. You're gonna get the charge called on you.
Oh, there he goes. He's able to bury that three-pointer. He had a couple air balls in that first half, and he's able to do a nice job on that one. He picks up the charge and able to bury the three.
He's had 2 air balls and 2 absolutely perfect ones. Wyrick. That's another offensive foul. Gary Beck standing his ground.
Again, 6 charges, I believe, in this contest. Again, holds that position, lowers the shoulder a little bit, does the Fosbury flop right there, picks up the charge. That's a 1968
I was going to say, boy,
Olympics.
Moses Malone, Fosbury flop. Some references that the kids can really dig into.
Yeah, get in the Google machine and go to work.
Here's Garcia off the heel. Knocked up into the backboard by Wyrick and picked up eventually by Garrett Pike.
Hold for this last shot. Good timeout right here by Coach Arthur.
It's a 30. 42 seconds left in this quarter. We'll see how far back into sporting history you can go in the fourth quarter, John.
Well, we're not going to go back any further. It's like I thought we lost half our audience with some of those. They're like, how old is this guy?
We lost him because they're all Googling what the Fosbury flop is. Trying to find Moses Malone's rebounding numbers from the mid-70s.
Won the championship, I believe, in '82 with the Sixers. Boy, that was a long time ago, 38 years ago.
That sure was. I was thinking not that long ago, I remembered watching Michigan State win the National Basketball Championship, but I think it was 2000. Thinking, like, gosh, that's 20 years ago. Mateen Cleaves and the Flintstones, all those guys.
That was a great time for Michigan State athletics out there, but getting back to this last shot. Anthony Wayne wants to hold this ball for the last shot here. Try to get this down to at least a 4-point, maybe a 3-point lead going into that fourth quarter, or 3-point deficit. Check that. Possibly pick and pop here, pick and roll.
Cyrus finally steps out. Schul, 2 defenders there, Batch and Cyrus trying to rip at it, and Cyrus takes it away. He didn't realize how much time was left on the clock. There were 7 seconds. He might have thought there was only 1. So Anthony Wayne will get the ball under the other basket.
Wow. A great hustle play. I like the help out defense on that one. I was just going to make a comment. The positivity on that one, but just kind of winged it a little bit too. They had 5 seconds on the clock, 5.8 seconds to be exact, when he winged that out there.
Schul thought that was going in. Got the distance about right, but just wide of the mark. 8 minutes left here at the Titan Dome. Anthony Wayne trying to hang tough. How about that pass from Kyle Ray? That's one of the plays of the week to set up Evan Rui, but St. John's answering with a long ball. The Titans up 6. 8 minutes remaining here at St. John's. The Titans up 38-32, trying to end a 2-game losing skid. 2 losses earlier this week by a combined 5 points. Lost by 3 on the road at Findlay without Brady Lichtenberg. Lost by 2 at Central Catholic last night. Lichtenberg kept the dribble alive short on the shot from close range. Miller. In and out. And then Rui bumps Jaden McKinstry.
What do you have to do to get down on that one? It looked like it just did the roll around the rim. That would have been a huge momentum thing to get it down to 3. Miller gets a clean look out here. Just won't go down in the bucket. And we get the loose ball foul picked up by Anthony Wayne.
Foul's not really an issue with the second half. St. John's has committed just 4, Anthony Wayne only 3.
And a lot of those came off of, it seemed like those charges that came out.
Greenlee got the bounce. Michael Greenlee, the freshman, with his first point.
And this is a close game. Still at an 8-point deficit, Anthony Wayne is, with Schul not having his best effort.
Speaking of Schul, there he is getting to the rim. 11 points for the senior. Kind of a quiet 11, though, don't you think?
Well, I think most of his points came from the line out here.
McKinstry, the mid-ranger. Tipped up and nearly in by Kyle Ray of Anthony Wayne.
Anthony Wayne, just be patient, play your game here.
Would have gone down as an own goal, I guess, if he had put that into his own basket. Josh Arthur saw the trap at half court and called the timeout. This one is full. We'll step away with 6:29 left. Well, Anthony Wayne could really use a basket here, down by 6 with 6.5 remaining. Zach Schul picks his moment, accelerates, clangs it off the front of the rim. Rui, though, grabbed the offensive rebound and drew the foul.
And that's the key right there. It comes up in short arm. It was Schul on that last play, but they able to get that offensive rebound. They've done a nice job in this game, really crashing on glass. They really struggled last night with it. Tonight, they're doing yeoman's work out there, able to get this young man to the line.
Barry Batch just picked up his 3rd foul.
You know, he's did just a tremendous job off the bench, providing some much-needed scoring punch for this young man, the big man. Comes in averaging 3.5 rebounds a game.
It's been kind of the battle of the complimentary guys tonight. Evan Rui with 10 off the bench. Bobby Miller, we talked about in the open, 8 for Anthony Wayne, and St. John's has just gotten offensive contributions from all over the place. 8 different guys have scored. 2 threes each from Bobby Barnes and Shane Garcia, for example, and Brady Lichtenberg has, well, been Brady Lichtenberg, 16, 3 triples.
It makes it so tough when you have 3 ball handlers out here on the court that really can drive the bucket. So you got to be careful of them penetrating inside the lane here, but they also have to watch out for those outside shooters.
Hornbeak clanged it. Oh, Batch went down awkwardly. So did Boyer. They got twisted up like pretzels.
Yeah, I think Batch caught a shot to the head off of that one. Just Anthony Wayne player just trying to be aggressive out there. Picks up a personal foul out here. Take a look at it here. Good look there. Oof, good battle. St. John's timeout.
Mike Jones got that in from the sideline, confirming that it'll be their ball on the baseline. Will step away, 5:34 left. The St. John's lead is 4. Looking to add on to it with the ball out of the timeout. Gary Batch, that's a travel. Yep. You can't pivot with both feet at the same time. The 8th St. John's giveaway of the night.
Nice interior defense, nice help out there again by Anthony Wayne. Both teams doing a much better job than last night defensively out here.
Rui. That's a jump ball. Great strength by the freshman, C.J. Hornbeek, to force it.
Yeah, he was able to get his hands in down low. You got to get that ball up there a little bit there as a big man. Can't keep that ball down low for these little guys. 6'1's not too little, but. Establish your presence down low.
And then Hornbeek getting a hand in the way of the passing lane.
How about this? 5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. You got 2 freshmen out here for St. John's.
Trial by fire. That's what Mike Schoen told us earlier.
It's been a long time, I bet you, this program's seen a couple freshmen out on the floor here.
You'd see him here or there, guys like Mark Loving, Vince Williams, but 2 at the same time, no sir. Hornbeek got crunched.
Oh, they're calling the charge on that one.
Oof.
Wow.
Rui and Boyer were both there, but the foul goes on the freshman.
I think I've seen more charges in this game than I have all year.
Well, Boyer got to the spot.
Yeah, he did. Excellent job in there. Doing the dirty work down low. BG commit.
Rui goes around Batch. Boyer the rebound. Put back no, but a foul called.
Again, attacking that offensive glass. Boyer doing that dirty work down low. He'll get the line to try to sink too.
Gary Batch picks up his 4th, and he's someone that Mike Schoen really needs to be able to stay on the floor. And conversely, Josh Arthur needs Bryce Boyer and company to hit their free throws.
Yeah. I mean, they hit 6 out of 7, I believe, in that first half. They were doing a good job here, but he front rims this one.
Batch now will come out. Bubby Barnes replaces him. I tell you, Josh Arthur's crew did a really, really good job of hanging in there. Boyer got the second. So a 1-possession game, 40-37.
watching those backdoor cuts. Good curl right there. There's where you want that ball in here, the junior ball handler. No pick and pop here.
Barnes, short. Long rebound with Miller. He's got Rui ahead of the pack.
Rui having a heck of a game. I believe he's got 12 tonight. Coming off the bench. Here we go, another
and that's
charge.
another one, this time on Barnes.
Uncle Momentum. Uncle Mo is being on the side with Anthony Wayne right now. Take a look at this. Driving the hole, nice job moving his feet, picks up the charge. He's having a whale of a game tonight.
Anthony Wayne somewhat improbably will have a chance here to take the lead.
Yeah, just a nip and tuck affair. They've been up at by 11. There's Bobby Miller there. Again, can't get that one to get knocked down. Had a good look though.
That would have been a good time for a patented Anthony Wayne offensive rebound. Very active on the offensive glass all game. Here comes Greenlee. Garcia's hit a couple of threes. Won't launch over the 6'5" Rui. Zyrus, the kick, Hornbeak. Garcia rising up. Zyrus puts it in. He was fouled.
And one. Nice job on the offensive glass. Gets the putback. Gets us to a three-point game. Take a look at this. Right off the rebound. Just Johnny on the spot right there. Able to get that putback at a crucial time here for St. John's.
It's Rui's third. He comes out in favor of Kyle Ray. Ray, someone who has not scored in this game, but is a good three-point shooter. And when you're trying to come from behind, the more three-point shooters you have on the floor, obviously, the better. Cyrus rattles home the free throw.
Just gives your offense a little bit more options out there. Able to stretch that defense.
Miller.
Miller's had 3 clean looks on his last 3 shots. None of them have been able to knock down, but he's getting those clean looks.
Jump ball gives it to the Titans.
Still just a 4-point game out here. This is where you need a defensive stop.
Zyrus. Grabbed by Miller. That's Schul fouled by Lichtenberg.
If we need to take a look at this one, Schul looked like he pushed off with his left arm, trying to create space, but they called a hold on Lichtenberg. Sent Schul to the line. Here we go. Take a look at this. As he's driving with that off arm, it looked like actually it was the right arm on that one. Looked like he was trying to create space on that last one, but Lichtenberg picks up the foul.
Schul just 2 of 7 from the floor, but a perfect 7 of 7 at the line.
Such a smooth stroke from the free throw line here. These free throws are so huge, especially late in this 4th quarter.
The Generals back within 2. They are not going quietly. Hornbeak nearly lost the dribble, then had to pick it up. And Mike Jones saw what was coming and calls a full timeout. 2:11 left in this one. Normally this is the time and we would show some of the offensive highlights. Instead, this is a first for BCSN. A package of charges taken.
Oh, if you like that grinding out physical play that we talked about it tonight, so many charges, unselfishness, drive the lane, sacrificing your body to pick up the charge to get the ball back into your hands out there. That's just so unselfishness for your team out there, able to take those strong hits, but they've been prepared through that tough football season that both of these top football programs have out here.
That package of offensive fouls really kind of sums up this whole game in a nutshell, doesn't it?
It's a slow grind. Fouls are at a premium. You got to hit those free throws from the line, attacking the glass, boxing out, closing out on those threes. It's all those little things that are really adds up in this type of game. Then we'll see, you got three primary ball handlers out there. Either one of these three young guards can go ahead and drive the lane and kick. So you have Garcia out there who he can do a pick and pop as well. Watch a cutter, especially on this offensive set. Great defense.
Ray took it away from Greenlee. Here come the Generals. Chance to tie or take the lead. Schul dancing along the baseline. No! Follow-up wouldn't go, but it was fouled, and that's 5 on Gary Batch.
That's a huge foul for St. John's. Batch is going to be going to the bench here, but nice job being aggressive out there for Anthony Wayne. Zach Soule. We'll take a look at it here. Look how he navigates the baseline there. Able to come up. There's the problem there. He was looking for the call, looking for his foot to be out of bounds on that play, and he picks up his 5th foul. Again, free throw so critical down here, down the stretch. Ice water in his veins for this young man. Just a beautiful stroke at the line.
.43 all. And Schul has not missed at the line tonight. Gut check time for the Titans. They've had big leads on more than one occasion in this game. They led by 10 last night in the 4th quarter against Central Catholic and let it slip. And Hornby called for steps.
Wow. Here we go, right? 43-43, 122 left on the clock. Where else would you rather be here in the Titan Dome? Going down the stretch. Gotta love it.
Here's Ray down the lane. Got it to go! Anthony Wayne leads. 45-43 with 1 minute left in regulation. Lichtenberg spinning to the line, fouled by Miller.
Yeah, you had Miller trying to do that, trying to guard him out here, but Lichtenberg's a little bit too quick. Here's that drive right here. Goes contested by 2 players, able to get the bucket for A-Dub, but Lichtenberg comes right back down this court here, picks up the foul. He goes to the line here for St. John's.
And shooting into the Anthony Wayne student section.
This is a young man that's seen a lot here in his football field career.
Well said. Yeah.
So he's been there, done that.
Got them both to tie it back up.
Oh, no place for a nervous person. What a beautiful atmosphere here at the Titan Dome.
It's picked up by Cyrus. It'll stay with St. John's. Oh, Josh Arthur is furious.
Yeah, Josh Arthur almost came out the half court. He said it came off the knee. Ooh. Little conversation there, one of the St. John's players and coach. But good hustle out here, good battle. Couldn't quite see if it did go off the knee or not, but St. John's retains possession.
Play stands as called on the replay. See if St. John's chooses to hold for the final shot of the game.
You have all 5 players out here that can shoot behind the arc for St. John's.
No one better than Lichtenberg at 54%. Lichtenberg driving, no whistle, lot of contact. They'll work it around again, 13 seconds. Ball in the hands of Michael Greenlee, the freshman. Here we go, Greenlee. Bounces off of Ray, no! Loose on the deck. Greenlee! No! Overtime at the Titan Dome.
Tremendous hustle for St. John's in that last possession. You relied on your freshman to take the last shot. That's a lot of guts out there. But my goodness, what a game. We're going to go back to OT, tied up at 45-45.
We'll show you this final sequence. Greenlee bouncing off of Ray, missed the shot in the scramble. Great heads-up play from Shane Garcia to get it to Greenlee, who could not finish. And we've got bonus basketball here on Ed Heinzel Court. Where would you rather be? You said that a minute ago.
Just absolutely amazing atmosphere. Two teams really going at it, tooth and nail. Almost a dream matchup in any sport out here, whether you say it's hockey or football, right here on the hardwood. Both teams really laying everything on the line out here. But young freshman, he tried to create some contact out there to try to get to the line to no avail. Able to get two opportunities, couldn't get the shot to go down. We're tied at 45, entering the 5th period of play.
Now the question I would ask, John, does anybody have the edge in overtime, do you think?
Boy, I mean, Schultz really started to heat it up for Anthony Wayne. They've a little bit had the momentum out here. If I'm St. John's, again, I'll go with the guy that we talked about on the onset of this broadcast, Lichtenberg. The thing is, you have 4 guys out there on the court for St. John's. That could stretch the floor, shoot it from outside. Anybody's game here, but tremendous effort by both of these teams here tonight.
Overtime tip controlled by A-Dub. One area where they may have an edge. They're already in the double bonus. Anthony Wayne has only committed 6 fouls in the second half so far. Jewell rejected at the rim by Garcia, but it was caught on the baseline by Lichtenberg.
Again, nice job rolling out there, helping out defense, picks up the big block. We'll take a look in the drive here. He thinks he's got almost a Yellowbrook Road all the way to the basket on that last one, but great help out defense by St. John's.
And we talk about the Titans as a young team. Well, they lost one of their seniors, Sam Swift, to injury earlier, and Gary Bench, the other senior, is fouled out. So they're running right now with 2 freshmen, 3 juniors. There's a senior, Bobby Miller, rising up to knock down the jumper at the free throw line.
He's had that shot about 5 times tonight, able to pick up a couple on that one, but nice smooth shot out right in the lane.
Now, who's going to blink first? Lichtenberg down the lane, the runner goes to tie it back up.
Taking tag, back and forth action here. Committed into this overtime frame.
Miller again, so good from mid-range. He can get to the bucket as well. That time came up empty.
Good defense again by Garcia down low. Had that help out block, flash into the lane.
Greenlee. Zyrus skips around, Boyer banks it in.
Nice aggressive play right there. Able to look a little out of control, but he's able to get that one to go down. Gets that 2-point lead for St. John's.
Jewell on Zyrus, short. Great defense for the big football standout.
Trying to throw a shot on that last play, trying to get some contact to go to the line.
Greenlee gliding to the cup.
So much confidence from that young man. Ice water in his veins out there.
Worth noting that you've got Michael Greenlee here playing in overtime. He played in the junior varsity game extensively before the start of the varsity contest. I wonder how much longer he's going to be getting JV minutes. The varsity team really needs him. Schull with a rebound off the miss. And a timeout called right away by Josh Arthur.
On that replay, I thought he might have been over the back on that one, no call.
Full timeout taken, 1:44 left in overtime. Could there have been a foul there? Well, you be the judge. St. John's up 2. Here's another look. Now some young fans, and old fans for that matter, have really enjoyed this one. I know we sure have. St. John's trying to hang on in overtime, up by 2 on Anthony Wayne. Greenlee, the freshman, had to pick up the dribble.
One thing about Greenlee, he's always attacking.
That pass from Hornbeek a little behind him. And Greenlee lost his footing too. Wry smile on the face of Mike Schoen. Schul. Tied up, 51 apiece.
That young man, he's got a fighter's mentality out there. Goes in the middle of the paint, able to do a little pump fake, gets it to go down, ties it up.
Lichtenberg, tough shot. Threw it wide of the mark. Schul brought it down. Anthony Wayne may now hold for 1.
Again, Anthony Wayne, the important thing is they're in the double bonus right now.
The foul puts him on the line for 2 free throws. They end up with a chance to win it. And Lichtenberg trying to reach in. Schul, that's an offensive foul, and extended the arm. Oh my!
We have to have at least 10 charges in tonight's game. Take a look at it, just pushes him off, tries to create separation. Lichtenberg, the savvy junior out there, able to pick up the charge on that one. Wow. We've had just about everything in this contest tonight. Just a gritty effort by both of these teams. Both teams out there fighting for everything, trying to get off the schneid to pick up a big win here tonight at St. John's.
The Titans, the chance to win it here at the end of overtime. Ball in the hands of Brady Lichtenberg, a 54% three-point shooter. Here we go. Lichtenberg trying to shake loose from Miller. It's Hornbeek, gotta go! Greenlee! Double overtime. You got 4 more minutes in you, John?
I got 4 more minutes. I'm sure everyone in this crowd is on the edge of the seat for this.
One of the best games we've seen all season. Deep look from Greenlee off the mark. Tied up at 51. Second overtime coming up. What a beautiful night for a ball game. Let's play a second overtime. I stole that from John for the timeout. Paraphrasing Ernie Banks.
Oh my goodness, what great action we've had tonight. Watch out for Lichtenberg here.
St. John's had a chance to win it at the end of the first overtime. They did not get the look they wanted, I don't think. Greenlee, the freshman, from about 35 feet, could not score. Foul called here on Bobby Miller of Anthony Wayne.
A little bit too much body by Miller on that last play. He's saying that Brady Lichtenberg kind of pushed off a little bit, but these officials have been right on top of everything tonight.
That was the 4th foul on Bobby Miller. 20 points for Lichtenberg, make it 21.
Again, both teams are really clutch from the line. late in that fourth quarter and here in the overtime frames.
Hit them both. So the Titans crack the scoreboard first in double overtime, or as it says on the scoreboards in the corners of the Titan Dome, the 6th period. Shule lost his footing, and a timeout taken by Josh Arthur right as Shule was falling down. He saw it coming. This will be a full timeout. 3:29 left in the second overtime. What a ball game it's been. St. John's by 2. You know, I'm here wondering what more this game could possibly show us. St. John's by 2. Anthony Wayne with the ball, second overtime. Shule into the paint, blocked. It's Cyrus coming up big defensively again for the Titans.
Again, great help out defense, helping out Lichtenberg as Shule is trying to drive and pick up that bucket or a foul on that one. Very physical on that last drive.
Greenlee to the bucket. Tough shot.
Yeah, just a little out of control. That will come with time. He's only a freshman. Again, you talk about those ups and downs playing these young kids.
Greenlee had the shot to win it at the end of regulation and then at the end of the first overtime. Miller. He loves that mid-range jump shot on the spin, doesn't he? We're tied at 53.
Yeah, he's been so smooth out there. Look at the shooting percentage. 34% for Anthony Wayne, 37% from the field for St. John's. Just a tough, gritty defensive effort.
Thornbake got to the bucket but couldn't cash in. He's had a rough night trying to score just 3 points. Shule has 19 for the Generals. Here he comes, rising up, blocked again by Cyrus. Oh, how good has he been?
Absolutely amazing defensive effort. He's making those hustle plays out here.
St. John's calls a full timeout. Midway through the second overtime, we'll take a break, tied up at 53. What a game here at the Titan Dome. Midway through the second overtime, Anthony Wayne, St. John's tied at 53. We said in the open, this might be a tournament preview kind of game. I hope every game in March is like this.
Just lived up to its expectations and more. Gosh, look at the defensive pressure out here by Anthony Wayne. Just everybody giving everything on the floor, everything they got.
Hornbeak spinning on Miller, goes the other way, tough shot and it goes!
And you remember Miller's got 4 fouls out there, another timeout here.
Hornbeak, the freshman, not shy. He's had a tough night. I said it just a minute ago, trying to put the ball in the basket. Maybe the toughest shot he's had all game in the biggest situation. It goes and it puts the Titans back up.
Yeah, it caught Miller in a difficult predicament on that one. He's got the 4 fouls. He wants to play aggressively, but he doesn't want to pick up that 5th. But again, the young freshman, when it really counts, he's able to pick up a key basket out here for St. John's. Just part of the learning process here for a young St. John's Titan squad here. Things that you can build on in the future. Take a look at another smooth, silky smooth shot right there. Good mid-range game on that shot. Just so many ebbs and flows in this game, Mason. Just, it's like you said, you've had everything that you want in a basketball game, and it's really delivered. For what a beautiful night on a Saturday night, kind of cold. The weather hasn't been the best, but the action has been hot and fast and furious here.
And nobody's enjoying it more than John Schimmel, that's for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Makes me wonder how much the 2 head coaches are enjoying this. Miller, short. Knocked out of bounds by St. John's. It came off of Hornbeak, so AW will get another crack at it.
One thing is with Miller, he's not afraid to pull the trigger on that shot here.
Guys like Schul won't be shy either.
And what a matchup all night long. Schul and Lichtenberg really been battling all night long.
Schul goes at Lichtenberg, no! Grabbed by Hornbeak on the inside. Here he comes, almost lost it.
Good job out there by the young freshman, able to pull that back out.
Kyle Ray will put Michael Greenlee on the free throw line.
And this is a young freshman at the line. See how he does. Both teams have been shooting very well at the free throw line tonight. But this is one of those crunch time moments here.
Cold-blooded free throw from Greenlee. Makes the second one, it's a 2-possession game. He can't. Plenty of time for the Generals. So you don't have to have a 3 in this situation. Miller will attack, stripped by Cyrus.
Cyrus coming up huge again with that help out defense.
And Hornbeak is fouled by Ray with 17 seconds left. The St. John's fans rise to their feet.
Yeah, they have the 3-point cushion here. Crucial that they hit at least one of these free throws here. You want to get into a 2-possession game here. And again, another freshman goes to the line for St. John's.
Hornbeak just 2 of 13 from the floor, but a chance to put some cushion between the Titans and the Generals here in the second overtime. First free throws of the night for CJ Hornbeak.
Just clutch. Young freshman, that was a huge free throw here.
Got them both. Anthony Wayne last possession didn't need a 3. They need one now, and they can't wait. They gotta go. Bobby Miller clangs it. Greenlee the rebound. He's fouled, and that'll do it. 2.2 left, and St. John's will survive the game of the year to this point.
I mean, tremendous game, effort all the way throughout. So many hustle, effort plays throughout. When it comes down to your young freshmen, really putting this game away for St. John's. Right now it's at a 5-point lead. Able to do a wonderful job from the line. Down the stretch, both freshmen have been hitting 4 out of 5 from the line.
Greenlee hit those free throws. Everybody kind of lost track. What a night. 3 after the horn, I believe, from Zach Schul goes. And St. John's wins a wild one, 60-53 over Anthony Wayne in double overtime. A huge win for the Titans, able to shake off 2 losses by a combined 5 points during the week. In the end, they had just enough grit, to borrow your word, to get it over the line.
Oh my goodness, I mean, for the defensive effort alone, you know, the help out defense, coming down, helping out with the block shots, getting the passing lanes, taking those charges. I've never seen any more charges in any game in my entire life than we did right here at the Titan Dome.
Brady Lichtenberg ends with a game-high 22 points for St. John's. Nobody else in double figures for the Titans, but contributions from all over the place. And of those ancillary guys, no one was better than Thomas Zyrus. Zyrus had 8 points, but he made a constant impact on the defensive end, a bunch of rebounds, forced turnovers, blocked shots. He was terrific.
Great hustle plays out there, able to anticipate some passes, able to get one. Missed a couple dunks, that's okay, but he's doing all those